Hello, hello, I'm Kerry from Mobilates. It's lovely to see you. Who have we got here today? Oh, someone's joined us. Tanya, hello. Is it Tanya? Tanya, hi, Tanya. Hello, Irene, nice to see you. So we've got half an hour of gentle, mindful Mobilates, and you can see there's a bit of light going on outside. It's not dark out of those windows. I'll take that as a win. So join me, spread your feet a little bit wider. You might be standing, you might be sitting, you might even be on the edge of a bed and doing it from there, because you can always lie down on the bed for the second half. Whatever works for you, we're going to take it super gentle. So we're going to do a little box breath to start. Soften your belly, so when you breathe in through your nose, your diaphragm's got a bit of room to move down. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. 2 more. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Last one. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. And just normal breath. Bring your feet inwards a little. Imagine there's a paperback book between your feet. If you're sitting, you're looking for 2 fists between your knees. It's a gentle start there with the box breath. It's really good to focus. It clears the mind. So it's good when you really need to focus on something, or when your brain is sort of everywhere. So somebody else, Alison, hello, nice to see you through the screen. Remember, I can't see you, you can see me. But if you've any questions, I always check afterwards and I'll always go through them, answer anything. So let's start moving really gently. Let's open up here. Your shoulders may come back a little. Your knees might click, I just heard mine. And then take your chin back a little. Give yourself a slight double chin, maybe a few more chins. We're not counting. Take the head back a little. You might feel the weight changing your feet, especially if you're standing. You might find your belly starts to tighten a little bit here, just to keep you upright. Take that weight backwards and forwards a little, slight rocking. See, I'm just coming towards you. If you're in the chair, it'll be a slight hinging backwards and forwards. Weight slightly changes on your feet. Try and find that middle place. That's it. And keeping this openness here, we're just going to dip the pelvis so the bottom tucks under and the pelvis rocks forwards. So your pelvis is coming upwards here and the back straightens and lengthens. And then you can see it just rocks forwards. Get this little curve. Might have a bigger curve, might be nearly flat. We all vary. Just trying to get that gentle movement. I'm really trying to be the only bit that we're moving at the moment. Just sort of from here, where can I put my hands from here to about here. So make it smaller. If you're in the chair, you'll have the resistance on the bed underneath your bottom. So there isn't much room to move. And then hold it there. Lovely. Right, let's take that head back again. And start to rotate your head from one side to the other. Now it might be that you go right to the side and have a good look around. It might be you haven't got that much mobility and you keep it smaller, but we're keeping this still. So if I push my fingers here, just Note they're staying the same level. They're not coming forwards. They're not tilting up or down. We're just keeping that beautifully still. And all the time, if you need to breathe at any point, take a breath. Start to roll your shoulders, nice and slow. And I only need your shoulders. I don't need any of this sort of thing. Just your shoulders. Give them a treat. Breathe into it. So as they come up, in breath. As they roll back, out breath. This slows you down. You might get the added advantage of your fingers just drawing circles or a similar shape on the sides of your thighs. That's it. Couple more of those. Keep that breath going nice and slow. And then take the elbows. Oh, just a little wriggle there. We're going to take them forwards. So my hands are going to start coming together. Now my hands are coming together. Elbows might be like that. They might be like that. They might be like that. And then just take them back. Forwards. And then start to look up a little. Think of this part as if there were eyes here and those eyes looking up, more than taking your chest back. And now you can start to just take your head slightly forward, slight bow. So you're looking down yourself, even down your cheeks with your eyes if you like. So you're just getting this little bit of extension. That's when you're opening out your chest. You feel like your head's going back. And this little bit of flexion, this little bit of bending over at the front. Last one. And then checking in with the feet. Check that they're still as they were, pointing ahead with that book, imaginary book in between them. You can choose your own title. We're going to come up on our heels. Just a little bit and down. A bit of tightening here, as if the cold water is just creeping up to about this level. That will give you a little bit of tension. Same in the chair. We are going to make it easier by adding the arms and circling them round. This is where my desk gets in the way. Soft elbows, soft arms, fingers just gently outstretched. You can even have your palms turned slightly upwards, like you're just about to hold something. That's it. If you're wobbling around, don't come up so high. If you feel you can hold it higher, take it higher. Don't forget to breathe. Two more. All a bit wobbly. I'm going to take the next one a bit lower. And then turn your feet in. Now, if you're sitting, your knees are going to be out to the side. That's fine. So I'll show you the standing first. So first, we're going to take the hands out as we just go downwards, but the back is straight. So I'll show you to the side. You feel that your bum is doing a bit of work here. Your knees going out to the side. And then taking the arms up. And see, we're getting to that circling again. But this time it's coming higher. So that's if you're standing. If you're sitting, get your legs in that same position. So they were like this. Now take them like this. So the heels are together. Toes are going out to the side. Just going to move back so you can see. Hinge forwards. Hinge back. Squeeze your glutes. Hinge forwards. Hinge back. Squeeze your glutes. And you can add the arms in. Concentrate today really on flow. You can add a bit of a heel raise in, put in a little extra bit there. So that's a little extra if you want it, but you can just keep it on this. I'm really trying to keep flowing movement going today. Couple more like this. Really squeezing your legs together if you're standing. Squeezing your glutes together if you're sitting. Last one. That's it. Just finish that movement. Turn your legs forwards again. 2 fists if you are sitting. Right, we're going to go for a little bit of side bending. So, little teapot to the same side. So one arm is just sliding up the side. This other arm, I've got my palm going downwards there, comes out like the spout on a teapot. You can have a soft bend in your knees if that's more comfortable, or you can stand straight. Couple more of those. And then with this arm that's been going out there, we're just going to, just let me take that little window down there. Something's come up there, I didn't need that. I'm just going to take that over and open up. And this arm's bent just for something to do. It can just be down the side. It feels quite nice open out like that. Just looking round, really soft. And this area stays still. The turning's happening above the waist. Last one. Right, we're going to go the other side. So this way. So if I was doing it in the chair, keep your bottom really heavy in the chair, so both of your buttocks stay on the chair. You don't start leaning over like that. You get your bend from the waist. And then let's bring that rotation in. So one elbow out, hand just coming around, nice and soft. I'm breathing in as my arm goes back, out as it goes round. That just feels nice. Again, that flowing movement. Couple more. I'm going to take myself back to standing. So we're just going to go legs a little bit wider, and we're just going to reach the arms across. So just alternating. If you're sitting, your legs will be bent. You'll be leaning to each side again, keeping bottom on the chair, both sides. Just nice and soft, reaching over. Maybe 4, 3, 2, 1, and then that's done. Bring your legs back, and then we're going for a little bit of hip opening. So for this one, we're going to stay on one side. This is going to be your standing leg. You can use something to support you. And I just want you to take this leg, just start to tap the inside of that leg. So I'm going for somewhere on the calf. If I was doing it sitting down, I'm going around the ankle area there. It can be even lower. That's just on this sort of instep of my foot. Could be higher. You're trying to get this rotation in the hip. You see this part of my leg here? It's rotating outwards, and then it straightens and rotates. Same if I'm standing. So it's straight, and then it's rotating outwards. You can see with my hands there. I'm trying to keep this part of my body so it's not twisting around, just this part of my leg are going outwards. A couple more. Quite hard, that one. It's hard to get the balance and that sort of rotation feeling. Just soft wiggle it out. Wiggle your hips maybe round if you're in the chair. Other way. And then the same on the other side. Just starting to take it out. Just tapping. Arms can be out. Helps with the balance, that's for sure. And you might be taking it higher. You might be keeping it super low. Even the foot staying on the floor, that's okay. It could be like that. Maybe a couple more. And then start to flow your arms forwards and backwards. And then if you're sitting, widen your legs. If you're standing, your next option is to send your bottom back and bend your legs, keeping your back straight at the moment. And then you can try gentle flexion. That's just with your head bowing over slightly. And then maybe leaning back a little bit, and this would be my seated version. If you've got osteoporosis and your back, it's not great with a lot of flexion and weight on it, hinge forwards so you don't bend your back. But most people, this flexion is good, it's gentle, and we're just taking our back through, our spine through its range of motion. Definitely a deeper breath. Couple more. And then we're going into roll down. So if you're in the chair, keep your legs wide if you like. And just stay upright, even roll those shoulders back a little. Take the head back. You can see I've got my double chins. And then taking the head as if it's going down the body. And it might be that here is enough. That's enough for your spine. It feels okay. You could dangle an arm down, perhaps even in between your legs. Or both arms. Just rest them there. You can even rest your hands here if that's more comfortable. Take a breath in and roll yourself up. It may be that you roll further down. Use your legs to help. You can also hinge forwards and then tuck your bottom under and roll up. That looks better from the side if I'm showing you. And then if you're standing, you roll down. Looks the same. Soft bend in the legs. Come to the point that it's comfortable for you. So this is like a midpoint. This would be a high point. This would be a low point. So just where it feels good. And then rolling back up. And your hinging option, take your legs a little wider, feet going out. Take your bottom back, straight back. Tuck your bottom under. And let your spine curve and push up. There's a bit less weight going on the spine. This is nice for osteoporosis. Or if you find it's just uncomfortable, the other version. I'm going to go back to standard one, do a couple of those. Definitely using your breath to help you. So breath in before you go down. As you breathe out, rolling down. Maybe letting those hands dangle tiny circles, very passive. And then another breath in. As you breathe out, using that breath out, that exhale, just to bring you back up. Now make your way down to the mat, down to the floor. Oh, hello, Pauline. I've just seen your name. I hope you're enjoying it. Just taking my camera down too. Move this chair. I shall see you down on the floor. Don't hurry, there is plenty of time. Take my little planner with me. Otherwise my mind goes blank sometimes. I don't want that to happen. So we're going to lie on our back. If you want something underneath your head, you can do. If you want something under your legs, that can be a nice option, like a big pile of pillows. So you might want that. It's fine with me. If you're on your bed, throw your duvet back so you're just on the mattress and the sheet. And take a bit of time to settle into the floor. I really like to take time to get my low back and my sort of the back of my pelvis, the sacrum right under here. I like to sort of wriggle a little side to side, use my legs to do that. Just let the arms flop out. Let your shoulders spread against the floor. And then just check in with your head. If it feels like you're looking back, you'll need something just a little bit, just to raise you up a little. I think I'm okay. I'm just looking straight up towards the ceiling and then I'm turning to look at you. And then from this position, we're just going to do a few little curls, little tucks under, just like we did those pelvic tilts at the start. So rest your hands just on your low belly. And at the moment, there should be a little bit of space right under, you can see where my dark top is, right under my back here. There's a little bit of space. I'm not completely flat against the mat. Take a breath in, aim your breath somewhere up here into the back of the mat. As you breathe out, take the back of the waistband of your leggings down to the mat. Let your belly sink and your pelvis tilt up. Get a sort of scooping type feeling. I always think of this almost like a tick shape, like a tick. When someone ticks off a list, I always get that sort of feeling. And then as you breathe in, let that roll forwards. That little space appears, your waistband comes away from the floor. Breath in. Breath out, roll back. Waistband goes flat against the floor. I couldn't even get a piece of paper between me and the mat and my clothes and my back. And then roll away again. Breathe in. Last one, roll back. Breathing out. That's it. Then we're going to take it higher. This is when you might want to take the cushion out from under your head. Just take it a little higher so that tilt goes up a little. We're not going to go hugely high today. So you can see my bum just coming off the floor. There's a bit more room. And then roll forwards, breath in. And roll back. Just come up that little bit higher. So all this part of my back's on the floor. This bit here is suspended in the air. Just take the heels up and down. Keep this nice and soft. Check in with your jaw, just relax it. Check in with your hands, have a little wriggle. And slowly take it down. It's a lovely long stretch on the low spine. One more like that. Breath in. Breath out, sinking down into the mat, the back of that waistband, deep into the floor. Bringing your bottom up a little, just a little. Just taking those heels, little march. That's it. Keeping in that same position, roll it back down. And just relax a second, maybe a little sway. Right, next we're going to do a little bit of something for the upper body. So if you want some things underneath your legs, like a pile of pillows, even if you could balance a load of pillows under there, that's fine. I'm just going to have my legs bent. I want you to take your arm first into a T shape. So just get that T shape, your palms upwards. And then slide to a Y shape. You might feel like quite a big stretch under here. What I don't want you to do is suddenly let this pop off the mat. So keep that part of your back in contact with the mat. Sometimes you have to almost feel like you're encouraging your ribs downwards. And then take it back to that T. Legs are just staying where they are, lightly pressing your feet into the floor. So just that sliding. Now it might be your hands aren't against the floor. It might not be that open. So that's what it would look like if they are hovering. It might be you can't straighten. So you're more like a sort of soft Y shape rather than a straight arms Y shape. That's fine. And then we're going to pull the elbows down towards the waist. Now my hands are flatter on the floor. It might be you've got your hands slightly raised. Just bring them in. Now that's more of a W shape. And slide that W up to the Y and down. Just a few times. So you might be sliding in the air like that. You might have your elbows on the ground and your hands and forearms in the air. Or you might have everything on the ground. That's it. And just breathing. Breathing is good. A couple more like that. And then bring it back in. And we're going to do something slightly different with the arms. Float them up and then circle them round. Now I'm keeping that circle really soft. It's not grazing the floor. I'm keeping them slightly suspended and my arms just very slightly bent. But at the same time, I'm not letting my back do that arch away. I don't want a huge space here. I want you to keep this controlled. So you're going to get this nice flow in your arms, but your body is very steady. Pelvis stays where it is. If it feels that you could start to brush the floor, brush the floor. This reminds me a little bit of snow angels. You know, and you lie, or maybe more children, young children lie on the floor in their coats and they do their arms up and down like that. This is like a sort of softer version of that. Now, you might find that your muscles along here are all having to keep a bit of tension across them to stop that sort of thing happening. Well, that's good. A couple more like that. And then we're just going to let one leg drop out to the side. And then tilt your pelvis under, press the back of your waistband to the mat, let it roll forwards. Other leg is opening out to the side, this leg stays still. Letting the back sink down, your pelvis tilts, presses into the mat. And then you roll forwards. Leg opens. Comes back to the center, this little space is still between them. Now tilt back. Roll forwards. Other leg opens to the other side. So we've just got a little flow going here of different moves. Keep it going. I'm going to turn the palms upwards. I'm going to open my palms a little bit just so you can see what's going on. I do that with an exhale. Roll forwards for a breath in. And exhale for that bit. Breathe in. Tilt back. There. Nice little flow. So it looks really easy. We're actually working things pretty hard. Couple more. Well, my legs are having a bit of a wobble then. It's always the standing leg, the one that stays still, that is the one to watch, because that's the one that can go on its own little wobbles. Now bring your legs into your chest, maybe your hands on your thighs or your knees for the steering, and we're going to take little circles. So you'll feel your back sort of move, sinking into the floor and curving a little bit, and then sort of flattening a little bit, moving away. Just getting a bit of a massage. That's it. And then take them the other way. That's it. And then just let them flop outwards, let your arms flop out, just let them rock slightly from side to side. Take your legs back to that bent position. And then we're going to take one ankle onto the one knee and just encourage this outward knee. Figure 4 stretch we often call this. You can sort of see why. Just encourage that outwards. So a gentle pressure there. This arm nice out to the side. It just keeps you nicely supported. And because we've got this movement, it keeps it a dynamic stretch. You're not sort of stuck in it, which if it's strong can be nice to go in and out of it. And we'll finish that side off. So just let that leg come in towards your chest and go down. And now the other side. So it's almost like you're going to cross your legs, but instead it's your ankle just coming over your knee. Flopping out to the side as much as it will flop. Oh, this side is stiffer for me today. So I'm just using this hand here just to press it in and out. This leg stays still. You can press that foot into the floor a little. This foot, the toes are flexed towards my knee. Just keep it nice and flat. That's it. You can hold the stretch if you want to, or keep it just going gently in and out. That would be the hold. And then let it come down. Let your legs just sway from side to side. You've still got that distance between your feet and your knees. Letting yourself just roll onto the side of your feet. And then let yourself just fall wherever it falls. You can put cushions under the knees on this side. You're aiming to keep your shoulders on the floor on your bed. You might have to go like this if you've run out of room on your bed. That's all right. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, pull your back and your bottom to the mat. Get yourself steady and let it go the other way. You can let your head roll in the opposite direction if you like. I like to look at you. But that's nice, that. I really like to do that opposites feeling. And sometimes as you're lying there, I can feel my knees just starting to drop down and settle. You might feel them go from this to this. Just depends where you are with your flexibility, what your body feels like today. Breath in. Bring yourself back up. And then take it over onto your side. Push yourself up. We're going to sit with our legs long. If you don't feel very upright, you might want something underneath your bottom. This leg long with the foot back, and then bring the knee into your chest so you can sit upright. Hold on to your shin, so that's the opposite leg to arm. This hand's going behind you. And use your leg for a bit of resistance just to turn around. So you might be here, you might be here, you might be looking right behind yourself. We're trying to be as upright as possible. Keep the long leg with its foot flexing towards you, so that's toes towards your face. Or towards your neck, your face might be facing the other way. And breathing, there isn't much space for breath. And then slide that foot forward, bend the other leg, opposite hand to shin. Sit yourself really upright, bring that hand behind. Take a breath in, flex this foot back towards you, and as you breathe out, just use that leg to rotate yourself to maybe just here, could be further, could be looking right behind. Just go where's good for you. Take a breath in, come back to the front, sit yourself comfortably. I'm going to go into cross-legged. Arms out to the sides, breath in, take the arms up. Breath out, take your hands down. Breath in, take your hands up, have a little look. Breath out, take them down, you can have a little look down. Last one, breath in, have a look. Bring those hands in towards your chest. Give yourselves a clap. Another week is done. Have a lovely rest of the week, a lovely rest of the day. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye. Take care.